All right, uh, we've got our speaker here. I don't know how thick the wood is we're using, but this drops down into here. Kind of weird. Um, I just cut out some plywood. It's thicker than this, so it's about the size of the wood down in here. I forget what. I'm not a carpenter, so I don't know these numbers, but not as thick as that, but as thick as that. That is plywood. And what is this? Is this Is this plywood or MDF? That's MDF, I think. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. That's not even really MDF. That's like particle board. Really, really fine particle board. You see that? That's not like the MDF. That's more like that countertop particle board I'm used to seeing. This looks like... This is plywood. Okay. So, these are actually really nice speakers when you think about it, because we got veneer on what might be plywood. I don't know for sure. I don't know if these are all one piece, or they would imagine so. So they just routed it out. We see a bunch of dates on here. 7:45 a.m. TM or Tim on 3/9, JR on 3/9. Looks like NR on 3/10, LT on 3/11. We just don't know the year. It says Pride, product reliability in dedicated employees, Klipsch and Associates Incorporated, Hope, Arkansas. So these are definitely USA made. So what I did was I pulled this godforsaken plastic bullshit out of here. We can see how it goes in there. It seals. We're just doing this for an experiment. People are concerned, that one's backed out, that these will fall out and damage the speaker or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's their crossover. Very simple stuff. So we're gonna replicate. This is really, really bad design here. The way these go, like one of these speakers was like totally loose. I've already pulled these apart before, but I don't know. We don't really have any dates on these. It's really hard to know what the hell is what. What does it say? 9301. 93001? I don't know. That could be. No, that couldn't. So anyway, I cut out the wood, so I'm going to see if the wood fits. Alright. So, I just ripped these on here. I had to cut part of it by hand, but I had another piece, but it was actually warped. These ones aren't too bad, so we'll see if these will fit. Alright. These are a little bit warped, but because they came from the same sheet, they shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, look at that. So, if you wanted to put the grills on it, you need to trim it down a little bit and center it up. It would probably be better to have this one that way. Now, where is the grill? Okay. Just out of curiosity. So these sit in quite a bit. But it would definitely be cool to be able to do that. Now, this is just leftover plywood that I picked up from a job site. So, I could probably do some stuff to it. I have, I do have some MDF, but it's pretty thick. And I was going to use it. Now, what I think would work with the MDF, and it would be really cool. I don't know how MDF does on a router, but we could route the MDF to drop in there. So you'd put a lip. We'll just remove all that on the MDF. You know, a step on it. So to let it sit in here. So that would probably be the best way to do it. And I think sound-wise would probably sound the best. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm not even sure if it's worth my time doing this, to be honest. I don't think, I'm just kind of doing it as a project. But I don't really think it's going to sound any better. And I could even route the speaker box, but the thing is, I don't want to. So I think what we'll do is we'll just get these, maybe we'll trim these up a little bit and get it to where they'll sit in there properly for the grill to fit around it. I don't know how tight of a fit the grill is. So just basically should make it the same size as the inside of the grill. Shouldn't be too hard. But I don't know for sure if that's completely possible. And we're going to run into another problem too if I don't route the plywood, which is why I think MDF would be easier. Well, no, we're going to mount the baskets from the back, so that's fine. Okay. You could mount the baskets from the front. That'd probably be a better way to do it. But you can see they've got them mounted like that. So I don't know. I was like looking at these, now it's routed out, We're just going to be able to clear the grill. Yeah, that's all we got to do. If we want to really do the grill. Now, the nice thing about this is I'm only going to do one of them at a time. And obviously, if it doesn't sound really good, I'm not going to do the second one. Because cutting these out, that's going to be a pain. That's got to be done with a jigsaw. I might have a way of doing it perfectly using a special attachment on a router maybe, but I'm not sure. I know I saw something somewhere if you get like perfect center and then there's this thing you just spin it around and it just cuts that perfect thing. That would be a really good way to do it too, because if you route the bucket and then come in further and then route all the way through, that's going to be quite a bit of work. So I've got to I'm not going to do this tonight, so I got to think about it, but for sure there's got to be a way to do it and have it come out really good. So the plywood might be easier to work with than the MDF. I don't know. Let me set this. They literally used wood screws on this damn thing. So let's try this other piece and see how it sits on here. That one's definitely flatter. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have to route a lot of material off of this to get it to sit lower. I'd probably just take off like the first ply. And just remove the first ply of it. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I don't know. I honestly think there's probably, just from the sound of how it sounds on it, I don't think there's much to gain. The plastic is pretty well sealed except for probably around the woofers, and it's a vented box anyway, so I don't know.